All right. Should be good. Yo, there's no way I just did that shit.
Universal. There are tons of old rides and shows. Hello.
We're back on Vincent Vision. Yeah. Yo.
Hello, Universal fans, and welcome to another episode of Vincent Vision. Watch out. In this video,
Watch
we're
out.
going to be getting into a very fun topic, a video that I've wanted to make for a while now. We are going to be talking about abandoned Universal. There are tons of old rides and
See,
shows.
okay, first of all, this came out a year ago. It is the abandoned attractions of Universal Orlando. A year ago, right? So, you know, it's old enough to where, you know, these things probably aren't there. You probably wouldn't catch them, blah blah blah, etc. etc. The thing about it, regardless, is the fact that I've gone to Universal so many times. You know what I'm saying? I go all the time. And I don't think I've ever seen a real, like, abandoned thing. Now, they could cover it up, of course, you know, so maybe that's why you don't see it. But we're gonna go through this, and if I catch anything, obviously I'm gonna pause and, you know, kind of give my perspective on it, my personal, like, if I've noticed it or not while I've been there. But I don't think I've ever actually seen anything abandoned there. So who knows? We're gonna see. I need to change. Bro, I hate this charger. This charger does no fucking justice for my camera. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. That should be now. My camera shouldn't be dying in the middle of the stream. Hopefully.
That used to exist here in the parks that have been left behind. And while Universal usually does a really good job, that all the clips that I have filmed for this video are all things that you can see and do in the park on your own. I did not
Okay.
sneak around and go to places I wasn't allowed, and you should not try to do that either.
Oh.
Universal takes that stuff very seriously. This video is not meant to try and encourage you to take the extra step and get yourself in trouble.
I would.
Universal will get you, and they will get you good. Okay? Let's get started.
At the risk of never being able to go back, probably not. But I probably would try.
Starting this video off at Islands of Adventure. This park, out of the two, definitely has the most abandoned and leftover places to find, which is weird considering this park is newer than Universal Studios Florida. A lot of change here at IOA for the better, but something I do miss sometimes that makes the park feel more grand was the Island Skipper Tours. This was a boat that would take you
Never
from
been on
the
that.
entrance of the park to Jurassic Park, back and forth on themed boats across the lagoon. This opened with the park in 1999 and only existed until 2001. If you go down
Ah,
to the
that's
water,
why.
you
Wasn't
can
born.
see the
I wasn't born yet.
boats, and for the most part, it's pretty preserved. The queue is all still there. There's a dock that looks like it's been renovated to become themed.
I do recognize that. I do recognize that. Probably because I've been on the tram thing for Dr. Seuss tram thing. So, you know, I've definitely seen it. Probably just never fully acknowledged it. Um, okay. So off rip, I'm just a dumbass. I mean, I said I've never seen anything abandoned there. I guess, you know, they merge it really well into the scenic aspect of it to where you wouldn't even know that it was something like that. You know, and because it was from such a long time ago, I'm sure, you know, someone like myself that's gone for his whole life, this was still before I was even born. So, you know, it makes sense.
And when you stand in
I'm a
you can
dumbass.
clearly see where you remember to
Confirmed.
enter and exit the ride. It's pretty cool. The dock at Jurassic Park has been demolished. Support beams for the
Oh, that I actually do hope he mentions this, which I'm not gonna spoil it for myself. I was gonna check, but I'm not gonna spoil it for myself. If he does mention this, the Jaws ride. Oh my god, the scariest thing growing up, but the scariest thing I would actually get on when I was growing up, but definitely one of the most fun. Like adrenaline rush. Like it was so slow but so like suspenseful. It was I miss it for sure. Although I recently, not recently, but maybe like a month or so ago, watched a video about how a guy fell and like he fell into like it's. I mean, it's so murky. You got an animatronic shark. You know, there's no actual shark, but it's still very scary. Like, that shit freaked me out. And for somebody that doesn't know how to swim, yeah, that fuck no.
Now exist in that space, and if you've walked through that area behind the Popeye ride, you're at what would have been the third stop for the boat tours if they had continued. It's such a little space that you really can't do anything with, so I expect the remnants of the Island Skipper tours to stick around for a very long time. Our next stop is Seuss Landing. There's a little area right behind One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish that you might have never noticed because, well, frankly,
I have
there's
seen
not
that.
really any
I've
reason to
sat
go
there
back.
before. I've sat there many times. Even in the last year, I sat down in that area.
There, behind the ride is a big stage in a quiet area with a lot of open space. This is where they used to perform Oh, the Stories You Will Hear in the Park. Now, the show still exists. It happens over by the All the Books You Can Read gift shop. It's
Yeah.
much easier to catch if you're walking through the land, which is probably why they gave up on this spot. It's a little too tucked away, and I bet a lot of people didn't know it existed back here, which is why I think they scrapped this stage. It's a pretty small stage, just enough room for the characters to dance around. You can see some leftover poles which used to hang banners of the Dr. Seuss characters. Another fun way that this stage was used was for Halloween Horror Nights in 2004, back when the event happened in both parks. This is how you would get to the
Yeah, I never got to catch Halloween Horror Nights in Island of Adventure, which probably would have been cool.
Scare Zone. This was a scare zone that would connect the two parks, and this was meant to be like a scary cornfield maze. Didn't expect to get some HHN lore in this video, did you? Well, don't worry, there's going to be some more coming up later.
I like how he makes everything in acronym. HHN lore. And like every time he's like IOA and HHN and I don't know why it's such an unnecessary like thing to do, but it makes it that much better because you could tell he's excited about it and you can't not feel engaged in a content creator when you can tell what they love what they're talking about. They love what they're doing. You know what I mean?
This one is a big one, literally. This is probably the biggest abandoned space in the park and also one of the newest. It is in the Lost Continent, and it is the abandoned temple.
Yeah, that one I knew about.
Poseidon's Fury.
You see it. I mean, you can't not see it.
This opening day attraction.
But I've never been on it. Never seen it.
Park that closed in May of 2023. The show had some really great special effects and memorable scenes, but one of the most iconic things about Poseidon's Fury was its impressive facade that still exists in the park. I know it closed somewhat recently, but it really is kind of wild to see a building this gigantic sit unused like this. If you had never been to Universal before and you saw this building, you'd think it was just a giant facade like Hogwarts Castle or something, but there are some things left over from the former attraction. The attraction's marquee sign is still in its original location, and they got rid of the Poseidon's Fury, but kept the Escape from the Lost City for some reason. You can see the frame to the former entrance, where you'd go through like the regular line, through the express line, and if you really wanted to, you could walk all the way up to the building and get to where you used to enter and exit the ride. Now it's all blocked off. Kind of a fun history Easter egg is that the gift shop next to the Poseidon's Fury building is called Treasures of Poseidon, and it actually has the first version of Poseidon before the show changed to like the most recent version that we know with like Taylor, the tour guide, and stuff like that. It actually used to feature Poseidon as the villain, and this is what he looked like in the first version of the show. A lot of references to what used to be here with Poseidon's Fury, but unfortunately,
I mean, as much as I've passed, I don't think I've ever been in the actual gift shop of it, the Treasure of Poseidon. I don't think I've ever been in there. Maybe I have, maybe once or twice. I just don't remember. Didn't realize or something. But genuinely, don't think I've ever been in there. For how much I go, it's crazy. Now I feel like I have to. I have to go in there. Just step it. Yo, Joaquin. Yo. Bro, I just played a horror game, bro. Don't do this to me again. Yo. Yo. Bro. Yo, you scared the shit out of me, bro. Yo. No, you really, bro, you convinced me. I'm like, bro, there's no way. I'm like, he has to be here. Bro. Holy shit, dude. Bro. I just finished playing a horror game too. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way.
I'm sorry. I saw you sitting there. I was about to go like do the same thing, but I was like, I don't know.
Bro.
I'm into horror stuff. He's always watching horror stuff. I'm gonna get him hard.
Bro, I'm over here thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm like, he's either gonna scare me, or if he's genuinely not there, I'm so glad I'm streaming. I'm like, bro, I caught this on camera, some random ass noise, bro.
Always good. You can always use it as clickbait.
Bro, don't. I was like, bro, there's no way he's making it go this long, bro. There's no. He would have started laughing by now.
I was.
I was like, he would have started laughing by now. There's no way he's actually there. And then I looked at the reflection of the mirror, and you're not there, and I'm like, bro, I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck.
No, I was like, hopefully it wasn't in the cracks. And you did. I was like, oh.
I looked through. I couldn't see you, but I was able to see because there's still light back there, so I was able to see where your head was like right there and light above, like a figure. So I'm like, oh. And then when I touched it, obviously it didn't like go back.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, fuck. Oh. Jesus. Fuck. Oh my god, bro, my heart. Oh. I gotta put these battery packs to charge.
Temple has been sealed for good. Rest in peace, Poseidon's Fury. There's another big abandoned area in the Lost Continent, and this one here is probably one of the coolest. In the Sinbad Village section, behind the Mystic Fountain, you'll find a beautifully decorated archway.
I've seen that. So I've sat right by that fountain. I've seen this thing right here that he's looking at, but I never actually knew that there was something more to it.
Be the entrance to the 8th voyage of
See, I
Sinbad's
didn't know
Sun
that.
Show. This, like Poseidon's Fury, was another opening day experience in the park, and this was an action-packed, firework-loaded stunt show with performers fighting, lighting on fire, and plummeting to their deaths. This show ran all the way until 2018, and the 1,800-person theater still stands. What's really cool about this one is you can walk all the way up to the entrance of the theater and see the big stage that's been abandoned. It's just like sitting there. You don't get that very often where an abandoned ride or show is so easily accessible from the park and everything is
I had
still
no
there.
idea.
This is actually where they put the extended queue for Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. So when the line gets so long and it stretches out of the queue for Hagrid's, this is where they put people. But apart
I
from
never
that,
got to
in the
ride
afternoon,
Hagrid's.
later in the day, this area actually
I haven't
ends up
gotten a
being
chance
really,
to.
really quiet area, very peaceful. I think that eventually Sinbad, Poseidon, and really all of the Lost Continent will go away. So before it does, go check out this area one last time and see what remains of Sinbad's final voyage. Now, this next one here, this is probably like the most abandoned of the abandoned Universal stuff. This is super popular. There's been tons of videos about it already, but we got to talk about it in this video here. It brings us over to Jurassic Park, and we are talking about the Triceratops encounter. This is an abandoned area that doesn't really exist anymore. If you have been on the Jurassic World Velocicoaster, you have been flying over where the Triceratops encounter used to be. And really quickly, for those who don't know what it is, the Triceratops encounter was a walkthrough experience where you would go through the facilities of Jurassic Park and you would see like
Never
all
got
the
to
different ways
experience
they,
that.
like, take care of the animals. They'd have like the food, they'd have cages, they'd have vehicles, all that stuff. And then eventually you would go and see a big real-life Triceratops in person. It was this really impressive animatronic for the time. It ran from park open till about 2003, stopped for a long time, and then it reopened in 2010 through 2012. And then it stayed closed forever. Eventually, they cleared all of that out for the Velocicoaster construction in 2019, but in between that time, the Triceratops encounter actually sat abandoned. And this was like truly what you imagine when you thought of abandoned. There were videos of people going into the Triceratops encounter area, and you could see all of the leftover props, overgrown trees, broken rails, and even leftover Triceratops animatronics, some of them with their skin and eyeballs taken off. Unfortunately, not much left of the Triceratops encounter now, though there is one reference to it on the Velocicoaster. On the very first time that you go upside down on the Velocicoaster, if you look down, good luck because the ride's so fast, but if you look over, down, there's actually a bag of dino chow. It's kind of like a beige and blue bag. This is a prop from the original Triceratops encounter. It's a pretty fun Easter egg, but like I said, good luck trying to see it. Rest in peace to the Triceratops encounter.
I can't do upside down
It
roller
found a way
coasters.
to exist in the park. And the last of the abandoned attractions at Iowa is the Toon Lagoon Theater, and this is something that you've probably seen before.
I've seen
If
that.
you're going to and from Marvel Superhero Island, you have to pass through it. This is a stage that gets used every so often.
Yeah,
I think they use it for cheer competitions throughout the year, but originally
I've seen that so many times, and I always wondered like what kind of shows they have there, and I don't think I've ever seen an active show there.
this was a space that held a lot of different shows in the park. The first ever show that was held there was a show called the Pandemonium Cartoon Circus. This was a Toon Lagoon show that featured all the different characters. They would sing and dance and do little tricks and things like that. It's kind of a cheesy, kind of a corny show that definitely wouldn't exist or do very well in 2025. I would recommend checking out the Storybook Amusement YouTube page. He's got all the videos of Islands Adventure retro stuff there, including a video of this show. That went on from 1999, park open, to 2000, so not very long. The next one was a show called Extreme X Venture, which was like this BMX stunt show with like skaters and skateboarders and like a half pipe, and they'd all do tricks and stuff. This was kind of a harder one to find footage for, but
Yo, I would have
And
thought she
that
smacked her
eventually
head right
led to a
there.
show called Matt Hoffman's Crazy Freaking Stunt Show, which was the actual name. This was another BMX show. For some reason, Universal thought like BMX was like the thing, and maybe like in the early 2000s it was.
I would say
But
so, yeah.
It's kind of a random show to have at Islands of Adventure, a park that prides itself so much on theming and immersion. But I also get it. It's like a weird space to use in the park. Why don't you just go put a bunch of bikes there? This space was also used for Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. This is a really popular
What?
show, and for the 5 years that Islands of Adventure hosted Halloween Horror Nights, they would put the show on here, which to me, that's a great use of space. That makes a lot of sense. Now, the theater kind of just sits there. You can't really get close to it either. It's all kind of roped off, so it's not like Sinbad where you can go and see what the theater looks like, so it couldn't tell you if it's like well maintained or anything like that. This is an area that will definitely go away whenever they decide to overhaul Toon Lagoon. Okay, now we are heading on over to Universal Studios Florida, where I'm going to have to start getting a little creative with the term abandoned here, because there aren't really that many leftover areas in this park, but there is a lot of like fun history with things
The rocket
that
ride
used to
one.
be here, and I think it'd be cool
The
to show you
very
guys,
entrance, the
hopefully,
left.
some deep cuts. The first one of those brings us over to the Hollywood area of the park, where we are focusing on the Williams of Hollywood building. Now this space does...
I'm getting like really immersed into this video, and I haven't talked, and I'm so sorry. It's this guy, like, he loves what he does, man. And I love Universal. I love the park. I love like going and visiting all the time, and so I'm like getting really immersed because this is something I genuinely like care for. And then obviously he makes the videos on it, so he cares about it, and he's very like engaging, I guess. So but my mind is honestly kind of just, it's yeah. Last time I went to Universal was in November. I went with my ex. I mean, that it hurt. It stings to like think about it because like I have memories there with her now, but it's fine. I have plenty more memories of me going there with family, and I think that's more important. So trying not to let that, and you gotta think about the good stuff. Don't you can't focus on the negative aspects of it. So, but Williams of Hollywood, I've definitely passed it. I mean, I've gone through this park so many times, like I said, like, and so I've definitely passed it. I don't think I never noticed that it was actually something. I always thought it was just a decorative, piece there.
In the
But
park. This is where they typically put like the summer tribute store in the park. But does anyone remember what this used to be? It was two different things.
wait, I have been in there. I went in there, one time. I've been in there one time. It's a store. You can only go in if you're an annual pass member, and you have to show them proof that you're an annual pass member. And like it's like you get like discounts and stuff, and on the items in there. And it is very like themed. Like you have like there's like a section for everything, and like a theme depending on what's going on or something like that.
Recent being the antique shop, this was actually like an old prop shop where you could go and buy strange little.
Wait, is it that? I don't think that's it. Never mind.
But they also
I don't think I've been in there.
big pieces of former rides, so you could buy things like signs from the old earthquake ride, and then one of the most
Okay, I've never been in there. Never mind.
Twister ride. And tell me if you remember this. This was a
But that's cool.
magic shop. They used to do magic shows in the park. They actually used to do it
No
over
idea.
at Islands of Adventure as well.
I've been in there once. I've been in this building once in my lifetime. I'm gonna keep saying that and then correcting myself. But no, I swear I went in here last time, I believe. That we went to, as Vincent likes to call it, IOA. I've never heard anyone call it that. It just really intrigues me. So I'm gonna start calling it that now. Even though it sounds like some sort of top secret government branch. I remember going in there for like 2 seconds. I walked in, looked around, and was like, it's not really my thing. And then walked right out. I swear to God, that's exactly how I went. Like, it was something along the lines of that. I walked in and I was like, yeah. And then walked out.
Now, what we know is the Halloween store used to be a place where they would do magic, and this was kind of like harder to find footage of because I don't think they allowed filming when you were in there. But I do remember seeing it, and basically it was like an infomercial for all the magic tricks that they would sell at the actual shop. Leave a comment down below if you remember seeing this show. The next piece of the past actually brings us over to the newly opened
newer
DreamWorks
section.
Land, and this little thing here is kind of obscure. There is only one way that you're going to be able to see this as a guest. You are going to have
I
to be
think I
getting
know
on
what it
a
is.
Mardi Gras float, and you can't take any pictures to see what is left over of the original Hard Rock Cafe. Specifically, like one little piece of road that used to exist for the building. For those who don't know, in the back of the park, they actually used to have a Hard Rock Cafe.
I had
It was
no
actually a
idea.
really cool building. It was shaped like a giant guitar, and you could enter and exit the park from there, and you could have food and stuff like that. The best thing I can do is show you like a map of the park from like Apple Maps that shows the pathway. You can kind of see it right there. It's right behind the Troller Coaster. If you head to like the exit area of the Troller Coaster, you can kind of see a little backstage and like see what's left over, but it is kind of hard to see from there, and really you're just looking for like a stone pathway. It is super, super obscure. Nothing really remarkable about it, but
Never
it is
know
a piece of
that.
history. And if you're someone who likes to feel where things used to be, get on a Mardi Gras float and you can try to imagine where the old Hard Rock Cafe used to be. The next one is the big abandoned theater of Universal Studios Florida. This is right next to the Men in Black ride. There have
Yep.
been 2 major shows in this space. The most recent was
No.
Fear Factor Live.
Oh,
This
I
show
remember that. I remember that, dude. Crazy, like, I don't have. I had such a like. There's such vague memories, but I remember that. And not only that, but I mean, you pass it all the time. I think I probably am wrong, but I think this is also the stage where they do like Halloween Horror Night shows. But I could be wrong. I don't know if they do those at all. I can't. I don't know. Maybe my mind's just on some BS. But like this, I remember we went to like one or two of these before the Fear Factor Live ones.
based off the popular reality show where they would actually get contestants from the park to perform physical challenges, put their head in a tank and get like
Yeah.
scorpions on top of it. They would do all of this and they would win a Fear Factor Live shirt, which would
See-
actually kind of be cool to own now.
See, I always thought about doing like growing up. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, oh, it's so cool. Like I want to do that. I want to be on there. But then, it wasn't really worth it. It was not worth it.
This show premiered in 2005 and ran on and off all the way until 2020. If you visit the theater, you can actually see a lot of things left over from Fear Factor. All the yellow and black caution tape design is part of the Fear Factor aesthetic. For every show, they would actually cast
What is
guests
that?
from the park, and that whole casting section has been left over. There's a Fear Factor sign that's been covered up. You can see where it used to say casting, and there's even still footprints on the ground where contestants stood to get picked for the show. You can stand behind the booth too, but there's nothing there, just some stickers from the Men in Black ride. Before Fear Factor, though, this used to be the Wild, Wild, Wild West stunt show, a show that ran from 1991 to 2003. This was your typical cowboy-themed stunt show with fighting and guns and falling, and the big finale piece was a building that would explode and fall over one of the actors, kind of like Charlie Chaplin. The set of the cowboy show was left over and used for Fear Factor Live, and you can kind of see it whenever you go see the show at Halloween Horror Nights. This is what the
Yeah,
stage
so they do-
features
yeah.
most nowadays.
I was right.
The show has
I was
existed
right.
for the past 4
First
years.
time.
Before that, it was the Academy of Villains. And before that, this was the longtime home of Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. A really great show that I miss dearly. A lot of people love.
Why does he look
and
familiar?
talk
Isn't he a
about
character
it.
from? Isn't that guy a character like a villain from some sort of like kids movie or show or something? Who fucking knows? Yo, Elsa, hold on, some wait.
Talk about Halloween Horror Nights. If you had never seen that show, oh, you had to be there.
What the
It was
fuck is he
so
wearing?
Awesome. And one last little spot that's kind of related to Halloween Horror Nights is the Nazermans Building and Sting Alley. Now, Nazermans is the name of this fake pawn shop in the New York street, but did you know way back when they actually used to put haunted houses in this area? Before the Starbucks and the Haagen-Dazs were
Ooh.
added to the building, there have
There's
been
a
many
Haagen-Dazs
haunted
there?
houses.
Wait. I know about the Starbucks. Had no idea there was a Haagen-Dazs there. What? Yo, what? For real? What? And they used to do Halloween Horror Nights, haunted houses there. That's sick. I feel like the vibe there would go really well with like a Halloween Horror Nights haunted house.
In this space. It's definitely not as spacious as a soundstage, but what made this unique was a lot of the houses actually involved the Sting Alley area. So you
Yeah.
could have a haunted house that went outside. Isn't that awesome?
Like, that makes
They still
sense.
use this street to, like
Like, it looks so
absolutely
perfect for it.
But how
Why
cool
get
would
rid
be
of
to
it?
have a haunted house in this area again? A haunted house that went outside. That to me is so unique. That sounds so awesome. I hope that maybe one day that happens again soon. But apart from that, that is really all.
See one. What the fuck? Yo, where do you go? Yo, one thing, like growing up, obviously, not being being a very irresponsible kid growing up, I couldn't, like, even up to like my later teen years, I wouldn't leave my parents' side just because, but like also because there was no reason to. So I'd walk with them all the time, by the side, going up and down the park. Since I've become an adult, no, that sounds weird. An adult. Why did I say it like that? Since I became an adult, it's it's like a big thing I want to do is go to the parks, whether I'm with family or not. But even like I don't, it doesn't matter who I'm with. One thing I want to go do is actually be able to let my curiosity run wild and go, e- even explore just around the building that like I would have never gone anywhere near. You know what I'm saying? Like that little, what is it called? This little area here. We pass it all the time and I never go anywhere near it. I never go through it. I never check out what it is, what's going on, like what are these little stores are. I never get to do that. I never got to do that. But now that I'm older, you know, I want to go back and you know, last time we went, I was able to kind of just roam free, you know. Um we were able to just roam free, and it was such a refreshing feeling, and I want to be able to do that. Well, last time it was at Epic Universe, so it wasn't really the same, but and I had somebody, you know, to go with that would, you know, be by my side while I went to go do that stuff, and you know they'd be by my side and enjoy it as well. You know, it's harder when I'm with family because I'm like, even if I can, I don't want to because I'm like, why am I gonna go walk over there by myself? Then there's no excitement because nobody's with me to be excited with me. You know, that was another thing. You know, but I went to Epic Universe last time, so I got to experience that there at the new park. But I want to be able to experience that at Universal or IOA and like, you know, actually, like I've been there so many times, but I feel like there's so many little things that I don't get to experience, never got to experience, or I haven't seen because I just never got the chance to let my curiosity roam free and go explore those things. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like a part of me is like missing out on stuff, but it's really nothing. It's nothing crazy, nothing serious. Like I can go the rest of my life without needing to go see those things, you know. But I don't know.
A haunted house in this area again. A haunted house that went outside into spaces.
Oh yeah, that was
behind
it. I didn't realize. I saw this. It didn't even register. I want to find something else, but I don't know if there's much else for us to watch. Whoa! Too close. That that that's fine. Worst Universal Studios guest of all time. I have to watch that. It's idiots. They're just idiots. They're dumb people doing dumb shit, bro. There's no way we can't watch it.
Universal Studios has its fair share of terrible misbehaving guests over
Why?
the years, and today we'll go over some of the worst guest incidents caught on camera at Universal. One of the most absurd Universal Park guests ever was caught on video in September 2007 when he jumped into the water
Why?
at the Jurassic Park River Adventure ride. He jumped in to get a hat he had just dropped, which presumably he had dropped while he was on the ride. A boat
Bro,
could have come down that drop at any
you're
time
an
and hit
idiot,
that
dude.
life-risking park guest. That hat must have been worth $1 million because no hat should be worth risking your life to get. And maybe one of the craziest.
Whoa, bro. What? What? Bro, go buy a new hat. Brother, there's no way. Like, first of all, I don't even care for this guy's safety. He's a fucking moron. You could fuck up the ride, which would cause the next people that go on it to potentially get injured or worse. Like, right? Like, you step on the wrong fucking thing there, like you could fuck up the ride, like, bro. I you know, this is me just, you know, maybe exaggerating a bit, obviously, but still, like, honestly, bro, like, you're a fucking idiot for doing that. Second, it's a hat. No, not even that. Second, me personally, I don't know how to swim, and if I can't see the bottom of that fucking water, I'm not jumping in there. And jumping in water where it's like obviously they make it as secure as possible, and obviously they have they have their precautions and whatnot. But water full of electronic components, yeah, no, you got me fucked up. And then third, it's a hat, bro. It's a hat. You tell the park people, and they'll get it for you, or they might even give you a free hat. Maybe they just tell you to go buy a new hat. That's fine. Give you a discount or something. Like, bro, but at the end of the day, it was your fault, so they're not obligated to any of that. But, like, dude, it's a hat. And a red hat at that. What kind of fucking weirdo buys a red hat? Yeah, that was a red hat. And he's wearing all red clothes.
At any time and hit that life-risking park guest. That hat must have been worth.
He's wearing all red, and it looks like a red hat.
Worth risking your life.
Why are you wearing all red? You're a fucking weirdo. You're just weird.
And
Nah,
maybe
bro.
One of the craziest Universal guest incidents ever happened during one of the Waterworld shows at Universal Studios Hollywood. While the show was already going on, a man in the audience decided to jump into the water and swim all the way to the main stage where the performers were at. Once he made it over
Why?
to the stage, the loudspeaker played a recording telling everyone to stay in their seats as some of the performers ran over to the soaking wet guy, who decided to try and scare the performers by arming himself with one of the prop weapons. But luckily, the prop didn't do anything, and he was eventually taken off stage by security and probably banned from Universal Studios. Another
Yeah,
thing of
what?
note in this video
Why?
is that this guy was
Bro did all that just to be able to shake the actor's hand. A guy that has no name. Like, he's not like a famous act. Like, respectfully, I'm not trying to diss the guy. I mean, he's doing, he's doing work. You know what I'm saying? He's an actor. He's doing good work. Theater actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect at all. But, like, this guy is a performer who probably doesn't have, at the time, probably, or whatever the situation, like, just, again, not trying to be disrespectful to the performer, but who probably doesn't have a name for himself for you to be going up over there to get his attention. You know what I mean? You shook the man's hand and then he escorted you out like a fucking idiot. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What purpose does it serve? What do you want to be the center of attention for like that? Like, it doesn't make sense. You just look dumb. You just look dumb.
seconds away from a plane hitting him, because in this specific scene, they have a plane come crashing into the water right where he was swimming. But luckily for this guy, they stopped the show. The first
Yeah,
Super
that
Nintendo
would have
World
been
at
bad.
Universal Park opened in 2021,
Deserved.
and ever since,
But bad.
it's been a fan favorite part of the Universal Studio parks. The theming is incredible, and it makes you feel like you're actually in a game of Mario. And some people took this a little too far and decided to actually climb the different structures
Why?
of the Super Nintendo World, like this lady who crossed a barrier and decided to sit down on top of the props. And in a similar spot, a famous actress filmed her nephew climbing the restricted Mario structures. He actually got a little higher than the lady in the other video. I'm surprised there's no team members coming to stop him. I
Yeah,
guess
what?
they hadn't seen him yet at this point in time. And a family actually
I would assume that there is somebody watching the cameras, or maybe multiple selection of people watching the cameras and are like on top of that shit, because they can only assume that people are gonna want to do dumb shit like this. So I just assume that there's somebody on standby, like, we got a kid, looks like he's trying to climb, he's climbing over the fence, about to go into the restricted zone, he's trying to climb the structure, definitely a hazard, let's get somebody over there ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, what are you doing? Get somebody over there as soon as possible. I just smacked my knuckle with my ring, and it hurt, but I'm okay.
forced
Like, bro.
Universal to do
Also, for this, kids are gonna do dumb shit like this. Even the previous thing, and bitches like the previous bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, either add more barriers between the people and the structure, or secure the structure to a point where people are allowed to go to it like that. They have plenty of rides where the line gets backed up because people are taking pictures with things like this. It's gonna happen regardless, so there's no need to put a barrier. Just make sure that the structure is secure enough for people to actually get on it or be against it or something like that. So they don't get hurt and you don't get in trouble.
the prop rearrangement after they were all seen sneaking pictures on Bowser's chair. There's a fence in between the line and the chair for a reason, and Universal made this known after the chair was later seen with a book placed in the middle of it by Universal Studios to stop people from sitting on it. And Megatron showed why you shouldn't mess with him here, because after this guy
Imagine being that parent getting drunk at a theme park to the point the staff remove you from a character photo op your kid wanted to be in. That's crazy, bro. Getting drunk at a theme park, I don't think I could do like the public drinking like this. Especially at a theme park. I already don't like the roller coasters, like upside down, loop-de-loop and shit. So getting drunk and then doing that shit. Oh hell no! Fuck no. I was so close to doing an edible before we went to the park too last time, and I was like, I don't think I can do it.
He had said some inappropriate things to Megatron in the past meet and greet. The Transformer quickly called him out, and the guy ended up getting kicked out of the meet and greet line before he could repeat his actions to Megatron once again.
And he throws a can, right?
Couldn't do anything about this week,
Wait, is that the same one, or is this from a different clip?
because he got pelted with a bottle of some sort while standing in his meet and greet spot. I never thought I would see a Transformer flinch, but here we
Yeah,
are.
yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of embarrassing, Megatron. What are you doing? What are you doing?
The Universal Hollywood tram ride has had some problems with bad guests in the past. Since there's no
Two
restraints,
drunk people run off into the woods at Halloween Horror Nights and hold up the whole Terror Tram.
guests decide
That's
it's a
crazy.
good idea to get out of the tram whenever they please. Like this time when two guys ran into the woods after jumping out of the tram. There's even a video of them being caught and walked down the hill by security. They definitely got banned from Universal for that. And
I
one
hope
time,
so.
a man actually got naked after jumping out of the tram ride, and other trams rode past as he was being arrested, giving the park guests an interesting view they probably weren't expecting when they got on the tram.
Like, this guy's just waving. He's just smiling so hard and waving, bro. That's crazy. It's like, what do you do in that situation? If you're him, like, you're trying to you're trying to move the attention away from him and onto yourself. So you try to figure out in that moment, but your mind is like probably going through a bunch of things or nothing. Like, your mind is blank. Like, what do I do to get these people's attention away from this guy on the floor? This guy in the back should be covering up more of this, you know, instead of just standing there rubbing his eye or looking at the sun like, oh, I didn't know there was a big orange in the sun, in the sky like that. Like, fucking cover the guy up a little bit, you know? What is this lady doing here, picking her nose over here?
funny
Or on
how
the phone, I
The
think. Like,
Universal team member just had the job of waving to all the park guests riding by to distract him from the sight of a naked
Yeah,
man
you see?
getting arrested on the
But it's
ground.
like, what else
Also,
could you
on
do?
May 2nd, 2021, a man
Bro.
got out of the tram during the King Kong fight scene. It appeared as if he had dropped something and got out of the tram to retrieve it. The scary
Why?
part is that during this scene, the tram is constantly moving back and forth to make the Kong fight feel more real. The tram could have easily hit the unaware man.
These guys straight up got out of the tram.
These
You
guests were
fucking
done
idiot.
waiting in line all day and decided to use the old wheelchair trick to skip the line. It worked and everyone was getting out of their way, but when it came time to get off the ride, he was exposed as being able to walk just fine. A cool little experience that Universal Islands of Adventure used to do was a thing called Triceratops Encounter. It was a walking trail that you could see different Triceratops animatronics at, like a baby Triceratops.
yo, that's so adorable, bro. Like, I wish I could be there. Like, I wish I could hold that. How much do you think one of those cost? Yo, let's put some money down, right? And who needs Boston Dynamic robot dogs? We don't need that. Let's just get a robot like Triceratops animatronic instead. Does the same shit, was built way sooner, like way early 2000s, early 2000s, like reliable, you know what I'm saying? And it's a dinosaur. You know, who wouldn't want a baby dinosaur running around instead of one of those fucking weird Boston Dynamic robots dogs? Like, they're cool, don't get me wrong, but it's a dinosaur. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would we want that?
And at the end, you could
How much do you think it actually, like, do you think, hold on, now I gotta look it up. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT because I don't know how I would word that looking it up on Google. How much does it cost to buy a animatronic Triceratops baby? Like, what? Oh, my fat fingers. How do you spell Triceratops? Triceratops, I got it. Yo! $20 to $60K plus range, sometimes higher. Hidden cost people forget. Shipping is plus 10 to 30%. Maintenance 1 to 3K a year. What kind of maintenance are you doing on this thing? I mean, we spray some WD-40, but I think that's it, bro. Repairs, motor, skin wear, ongoing, custom puppeteering rig extra. So what would you pay? Oh, it's asking me. Okay, so let me let me a basic small animatronic with few movements, 5 to 10 grand. Mid-tier custom, more lifelike, multiple motions, 10 to 30 grand. High-end custom, theme park / film quality, 30 to 100 plus grand. Even specific baby Triceratops units you can buy commercially today, 3 meters long animatronic, about 35 to 4,500. Basic, not super expensive. Small Triceratops models, roughly 49 to 5,700 plus. The big difference, part quality versus for sale online. Here's a reality check. The cheap 3 to 6K ones move head, mouth, maybe tail, don't look convincingly alive up close, not designed to be carried / interacted with constantly. A universal style baby dino, lightweight but durable internal rig, highly expressive face, eyes plus breathing illusion, silent / hidden control system, built for daily use with guests. That pushes it into 20 to 60K plus range, sometimes higher. That is crazy, bro. I want a film / theme park level. That's the one issue about having my mic right here is I can barely see. I'm getting better at typing without having to look, but I just have fat fingers. That's really hard. Prop hair into the special effects engineering stuff. You saw it, Bridget Tanner's Garrett. It's most closer to Hollywood creature work than anything you can usually buy online. That's kind of with real world examples first. What theme park actually looks like. Hi, 30,000 for a T-Rex animatronic robot. A 30K class animatronic with multiple motorized movements, realistic detailing. Wait, is this like life size? Oh my god, it is! For 30K? Yo, when I make it, bro, and I get a nice house, I'm gonna have a room big enough just full of like animatronics and just full of like life size, like the NAF, fucking movie killers like Michael Myers or Jason, Freddy Krueger. I'm gonna have more dinosaurs in that bit. That'd be sick as fuck. Imagine just the Terminator just standing there. The whole Iron Man suit, like, bro, I'm doing this, bro. There's no way I'm not. See, now I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? Now my mind's set on that, and now I'm not gonna stop thinking about that. I'm gonna look more into it. Like, bro, that's crazy. I probably would never do that. Really, I'm straight up. But if I can get the animatronic of the Triceratops that I can actually hold, because I guess some of them you can't hold, some of them you can. Some of them are built for, being able to interact with people all day. The one you can actually hold, but imagine just a baby Triceratops. Yo, that'd be sick as fuck, bro. I need that in my life now. Medium creature, raptor size, interactive, 80 to 250K. Large hero animatronics. Oh, I would get a life size Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon animatronic. Oh, 100%. They have one at Epic Universe, and I got to meet him and Hiccup, and amazing. I loved it.
A huge animatronic that
sorry, hold on.
moves in place. It wasn't a major attraction, but it was a pretty cool thing to do if you wanted to take a break from the rides. The operation for this stopped in 2011, but that didn't stop some people from still experiencing it. One guy, Matt Sansois, recorded himself.
I never understood how people record illegal activity, post it, and then get away with it. Like, that always surprised me because I'm like, yo, I want to explore an abandoned place, but I gotta make sure I can legally go explore the abandoned place because I'm not trying to get in trouble or arrested. I don't know how these people are, like Sam and Colby, for example. They explore, like, how are they not in prison? There's video proof of them literally breaking laws damn near daily. Props to them, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I mean, they amazing content, but like, you're telling me out of those millions of views they get, not a single person is a law-abiding citizen or law enforcement to be like, yo, this guy's doing something illegal. They did something illegal in my city, in my, where I have jurisdiction. Yeah, I'm just gonna like the video and comment, what you're doing is illegal. And then that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all. And that's it. That's not gonna do anything about it. I could, but I won't. Like, they gotta be doing something behind the scenes that actually allows them to explore these places without getting into legal trouble. There's no way they don't, right? Like, there's no way, because they would have been got arrested.
Over a fence during park
I don't know. My battery just died on my camera. I don't understand why. The thing is so annoying. I hate when it does that. I gotta turn that sound off.
operating hours and walking through the abandoned and overgrown Triceratops encounter. The big animatronic was unfortunately no longer there, but he was able to show where it originally stood, with caution tape now being wrapped around the railing. And
I wouldn't
then, after
stand on
getting
that,
angles
bro.
of everything imaginable, he finally walked out of the abandoned attraction like nothing ever happened. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is intended to be scary for the park guests paying money to get scared by the actors walking around. It is not intended to be scary for the scare actors themselves, but things like this can happen sometimes because one time a man was recorded on video hitting a scare actor after he reportedly just scared the man's girlfriend. For the safety of the team members, hopefully this guy never steps foot back into Universal again. Like these guys,
Just
who had a
trucked
body cam
him
video
down.
showing the moment they were caught in
Or her.
Jurassic Park after jumping a fence to get into Universal. They admitted to not having tickets when the cops came over to question them.
You guys have tickets, yes or no?
No, we don't.
No, right?
They were taken into a Universal Studios interrogation room because Universal Studios has their own police department just for the park. And of course, they were eventually arrested at the end and
Dang.
put into the back of a police car. The Universal Studios police actually have to deal with people like this all the time. But instead of jumping a fence, this guy
What?
just barged right into Universal Studios and was soon caught before he could make it into any of the park entrances. Although he was
Damn.
able to get inside the park, but it was in handcuffs because they needed to take him into one of the interrogation rooms inside Islands of Adventure. And some Universal Studio guests can ruin hundreds of park goers' days because this ride was stopped after a park guest decided to get out to grab a Minion cup that had been thrown onto the side of the ride. I guess this guy wanted a souvenir from the day he got banned from Universal, and these guests decided to taunt a lady after she filmed
Just skip the lines happily. Universal Orlando Resort several times and didn't care.
them because they were cutting in line multiple times before this. They didn't even care she was recording. They just kept trying to troll her. Look, nobody likes a line cutter, pal. Igor is one of the most loved characters, but he's had a video surface online of him being aggressively moved by two people in a family
Normalize not touching actors when they clearly look not prepared for it.
photo. It seemed like though they were just joking around, but Igor looked pretty uncomfortable.
Yo,
in the
that's
video.
fucked,
And other
bro.
park guests are also victims
They're trying to the guy to someone grab you.
to these kinds of rude park guests because this lady was just trying to meet the Grinch when another lady moved her out of the way. Yikes! I would be offended too if I were that girl. You should never touch people like that, especially people
Like, you can say excuse me, You know what I'm saying? But don't touch random people. And she gripped her arm. Look at
You
this.
don't know. That's never.
Look at that. Look at that. You can tell she's putting in the stress. She's pulling that. Like, this is me lightly. Hold on. Y'all probably can't see this. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is me lightly grabbing it, right? And then look what happens to my hand right here. And right here, probably somewhere here. When I actually grip the shit out of this and like move it. Look at that. So lightly grabbing it, right? And just, you know, a little tap. And then, like, bro, there's a bit that can't really see it on me, but there's a difference. You don't grab someone, yo. I swear to God, I'm fucking kick your fucking hands off. Now, what the girl was doing was also a little entitled, but you don't do all that. You don't do all that. That's
Okay. Sometimes during parades, park guests will decide they need to get to the other side of the park, and they completely ignore the parade floats and performers going down their route. Like this guy who just walked right into the middle of the parade to get from one sidewalk to the other, and he wasn't even trying to hustle to get over there. He was just walking like he had all the time in the world. In fact, a biker in the parade almost ran right into the oblivious man. The performer appeared to be pretty annoyed, and for good reason. But in the end, the guy just walked right into the crowd, and it didn't seem like he faced any consequences.
That's
and on St.
dumb.
Patrick's Day of 2024, an appropriately dressed man tried sneaking into one of Universal Studios' Mardi Gras parades. He was trying to match the dance moves of the performers, but stood out a little bit too much and was caught and told to leave soon after. It appears the man knew the filmers since he went directly to where they were standing, but props to him because he did do the dance moves pretty well. And that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching. And
bro, I just don't understand, man. Like, why you gotta be idiots, man?
there's a lot of fails at the many Universal Studio Park.
Yo, I can't get enough of these videos, bro. we gotta stop. We gotta stop. It's 4 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna end the stream there. I gotta do some behind the scenes work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna edit a little bit and then just chill for a bit, get my back go lay down, play some of this while I let my back recover a little bit. And then I'll be back later tonight for sure. Alright. But I love y'all. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever it may be for you. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one. Goodbye. I almost closed.